Welcome to Heiko Shaves. My name is Heiko, and today is time for another shave. I have 3 razors here ready to go to be reviewed, and 2 of them I had to buy with my own money because some manufacturers don't believe in supporting content creators, getting the free advertisement, if they would just send out a free razor here and there. But so one of those companies that doesn't believe in supporting content creators is Rasiert. So I had to buy a couple of Rasiert razors. One is a used and the other one is brand new. Ordered it from the razor company, which I have had contact with in the past, and they have supported the channel. So I keep going back to that store and buying equipment there. So those 2 razors that I have here, one is the Goat razor by Rasiert, which is a stainless steel interpretation of the Merkur 34C. And the other one, I just came across it on eBay, so I had to buy it, is a Lupo 90 open comb stainless steel, which is pretty aggressive razor, I think. It's an open comb with a massive blade gap, so the 0.9 millimeter blade gap, which is one of the larger ones. I think the Lupo is made in many different blade gaps. Here, why don't I just quickly show you. So what's going to be here on the program in the near future is this beauty, the Lupo 90 open comb stainless steel by Rasiert. Just a quick look at it. So this is probably a contemporary or a equal to the Müller R41 open comb. Fairly aggressive, efficient, that kind of stuff. And the Goat razor is a Rasiert interpretation of the still in production Merkur 34. Here it is. Oh, some packing material hanging off of it. So let me show you the original. Where it is? Here we go. Of course, very dusty. So this is the Merkur 34C, which is a 2-piece. So you have a knob here at the bottom, top comes off, and this is the stainless steel interpretation of it. Head design looks similar, not the same, but similar. And we're going to try that out eventually, maybe even compare them to each other to make sure, the Rasiert lives up to the heritage of the Merkur 34C. All right. But the Rasiert guys have to wait a little bit because, there are some companies out there, when I ask them, if I send them an email asking them if I can get a razor for review, they are more than happy. And one of those companies is Yaqi. And I have a contact at Yaqi. Her name is Grace. Hi, Grace. If you watch this video, thanks again for this great razor. So they're very willing to send this out. Obviously, it's free advertisement for them. And they get the word out that Yaqi makes great razors. You may or may not agree with their philosophy of, cloning and copying other people's design, but they do. And so I asked her to get the Yaqi Diagonal. Still has some wrapper on here. I haven't even taken it off yet. Also stainless steel. And this one here, I'm not aware that this is a direct clone of something. I could maybe see some resemblance with other milder slant razors out there. So this is, I would call this a semi-slant. It's very mildly slanted. Also stainless steel. And here in this case, they actually also make it a 2-piece, just like the Merkur razor that, come apart, hello. Come apart, here we go. So it's a 2-piece, only the top comes off, the little knob here is retained. This is pretty much just like the Merkur 34, but the 34 is not a slant. The 37 is a slant and a 2-piece, but it looks completely different. So here's another Rasiert, since we're talking about those guys today so much. This is a German 37, which is also an interpretation of the Merkur 37. So this is what the Merkur 37 headwise would look like. I just found out that Yaqi also makes a 37 interpretation or clone. And this one here was requested. It's the Yaqi Diagonal. And it's a light slant razor, stainless steel, completely stainless steel. Very well made, nice mild knurling, nice knob down here, threads together really well. Seems to be fitting together really well. So there's no wiggling or anything. You really have to grab the thing. It's right in there. And we're going to use this today. This is going to be the first of those 3 razors that I'm going to be reviewing. Yeah, you guys know I like slant razors. By the way, apologize for my voice. I'm a little nasally congested. I've been sick for a week now. I haven't shaved in 5 days because I just didn't feel up to it. And now I'm at the point where I kind of feel, I can't get around. I can maybe make a shave video with you guys. So forgive my nasally voice. I will try to keep it to a minimum. But yeah, so this is the one. What does it say here? On the handle, actually engraved, Diagonal DLC Yaqi. That's a nice touch. It's a hollow handle, so any water that gets down into the threaded portion can actually drain out. And if you have a razor stand where here my Rex console is sitting, which is just a pin. Oh, it doesn't fit. That's funny. So yeah, you can find stands that are just like a little dowel that goes in there, and then you can rest it on there. So yeah, overall the manufacturing quality is great. The knurling is nice and fine. The polish is good. The saran wrap left a little bit of a stickiness on here, so we're definitely going to wash this off. And we're going to use my new favorite razor blade here, the Persona Super, made in the United States. Some people call it the blue label or whatever, but on the blade it says Persona Super, and that's what we're going to stick with. I love those. They're sharp. They last a long while, and we're going to use a brand new blade. What else are we going to use? We're going to do one of those comfort shaves. I use the stuff that I like the most. We're going to use green Proraso pre-shave, green Proraso soap, green Proraso aftershave, the big honcho here, the big stuff. And then if I feel like I want to put some balm on it afterwards, the green balm Proraso. I wish they would be a channel sponsor. They could send me their entire catalog and I would try out every single one of them. I love the product. Some people say it's nothing special. It probably isn't. It's a product that in Europe you can probably buy in drugstores and in, larger Walmart supercenters or whatever. But I really, really like it. I like the scent. I like how it makes my skin feel. And therefore I stick to it. So you do you, and you use whatever you like. Don't let the internet tell you what you have to use. Some soaps don't agree with your skin. Just find something that works for you. We're also going to use my Yaqi Badger that I've been soaking here in my VW bus cup. I actually have one of those sitting in my garage. 1977, 2-liter fuel injected. Yeah, so we're going to use that. My sink is filled. My emesis basin is filled. Why don't we just get going? So let's load a blade first here. Let's take the top off again of this razor. Put that on your hand. Or maybe take a break and get a blade out first. So I just found out that this 100 pack here actually has this corner that you can take off. And then it's kind of like a dispenser. I like it. These Persona Super blades, they are only single wrapped in non-marked white paper, and they have no wax on it. Some people are really hung up on a little dab of wax on the razor blade, and it can make a mess. It can make a smear. These do not have anything on it. Persona Super, made in USA. And we're going to use exactly that. So, top part of the razor on my hand. Let's drop the blade on there. Drop the razor on it. Flip it over. Since it's a slant, we have to bend the blade a little bit, right? We have to torsion it into, here we go. Tighten it up. Nice and tight. Then we're going to look at the alignment that looks even side to side. Blade tabs are covered completely, so no scratchy. I wish they would have rounded over the edges a little more. That's one of my all-time pet peeves here. So rinse off a little bit. There you go. So this is ready to go. Then let's put some mentholated pre-shave on, just a little bit. So my stubbles have some chance to soften up a little bit. 5 days of growth. 5, I think, yeah. It's almost turning into a beard. I've actually already, I don't like to have a neck beard. So when I get this long and I'm still too lazy to shave it all off, I actually start shaving my lower neck here. just to make it look a little shaped and intentional. Really, honestly, when someone is growing a beard that has absolutely no shape to it, I feel like this is just laziness. If you do that, don't hold it against me, but it just looks unrefined, unshaped. And if it has no shape to it, it looks unintentional. And it just doesn't look like, you care. So if I would grow out a beard, it would have some sort of contour to it. But that's just me. That's how I like it. My dad, he used to have a beard. I don't remember my dad ever without a beard. He died a long time ago, pretty young actually, age 52. He passed away and he always had a beard. And I don't remember my dad without a beard. And he always had this kind of medium length and nicely shaped and manicured, not manicured, but also the upper section here of his face he would shave and his lower neck. So maybe that's where I get it from. So anyways, we have the brush already pre-soaked. So let's put some moisture over top of my pre-shave here. And then we're just going to go right into my soap container. Here, my little mug. Paraso, this is plastic, by the way. So a Paraso mug that the Paraso soap pugs fit right into. And then funny enough, the lid that comes on those Paraso packages also fits on that mug, as if it's intentional. All right, I just squeezed some water out of the pre-soaked knot here and went right in there. And that lathers really well. And we're just loading it up pretty much. And then we're gonna go into my face here. Paraso is relatively thirsty. You have to give it water while you're lathering. This has really turned into a nice knot, I gotta say. It was a really stinky badger when I got it, straight from Yaqi, and then we did all kinds of treatment with a specific PAA soap they make for badger brushes. Also wearing my favorite shave shirt. I like the color, it's very comfortable. That's it. That's as far as I'm going to take it. With those larger knots, I always smear lather in my nostrils. I don't know why. I just can't avoid it. And then it tingles and makes my nose itchy. And that's not good while you're trying to record a video. Yeah. Okay. So here we go. Let's see if this Yaqi Diagonal with a Persona Super Blade can take 5 days off. Oh yeah, no problem here, look at this, feels good. I found the correct angle right away. I do those shorter strokes because there is so much material. I just give the blade a better chance to catch it. Look at this. It's great. Oh my goodness, I had no idea. Someone asked about the diagonal in the comment section, Yaqi, if I could review it. And I was like, okay, I'm going to look into it. And then as I was looking at this one, I also saw that Yaqi makes a Merkur 37 clone. Now I want that too, so you just can never win. I want to compare the original Merkur 37, the Rasiert 37 or German 37, and the Yaqi version of it and find out which one is really the best. I mean, feel-wise, shave-wise, not quality or heritage or tradition or manufacturing or whatever. But yeah, man, this is just the right amount of blade feel, so you can feel when you're actually doing something, and it gets it done. So when we get into my goatee section, this is where most razors would struggle because it's so dense. That's where I have most of my beard growth. Huh. I gotta say that Persona Super is a super blade. It's not tugging at all. There is no sign of any kind of tugging. And look at this razor. It's just mowing it down. There is absolutely no sign of any kind of clogging either. It doesn't have a massive blade gap, but there is still, you can see right through that gap there. So the lather and the stubbles can easily escape. The comb is wide enough to give you some support and has this light scalloping, which, you know, imitates a little bit of an open comb. Oh my goodness, this is so good. I'm not making this up. This is actually really good. Yeah, even on my neck down here, where I'm always a little bit more sensitive, I just went right up against the grain with no issues. Oh man, this is great. Let's do the rolling technique. What else can I say? If they would have rounded over those kind of pointy, sharp edges, this razor would be, I mean, again, where is it? It has a little bit of the Merkur. This is a 34, non-slanted, obviously, but just the look of things. You know, the handle length, the knob at the bottom, the two-piece design has a little bit of a Merkur vibe to it. I don't know if the Merkur catalog has something equivalent to the Diagonal here, but man, did this clean up. It's not done yet. There's still, my jawline has some stuff left, but overall we're like 90% done. I look like I went from a beard to no beard. I could leave the house right now with no problem, but we're just gonna spread out the remainder of the lather, grab the brush, get a little bit more water, load up one more time. Skin is already pretty happy. It's cleaned up. When I grow a beard, I eventually get to the point where my skin just gets itchy, and then, you know, then I start scratching myself there, and then I get infected and grown in hair follicles in my beard, and then I hate it, and then I shave it off. Look at this. The razor took everything off in one pass. I mean, of course, a little bit technique, you know, the short little taking piece of the brush off, you know, so to speak, with your weed whacker. Here we go. Let's do across the grain. And I think that's probably going to be it for today. Wow, yeah. There was no tugging. I love those blades. If you have never tried those, made in the US, I'll put a link down below. Really inexpensive too. I don't think they're coated or anything, so they're nothing special, but they are just sharp. Maybe one of you guys can tell me how many shaves you get out of those blades. I really have turned from this super timid shaver in the very beginning where I was looking for the super mild razors all the time. And I was kind of afraid of the sharper blades. Now all I use is Wilkinson Sword, Persona Super Feather. I like feather blades. They're a little bit more pricey, but they're really good. I want a blade in any razor that doesn't tug, and only the really sharp ones do that for me. So if you have any kind of pulling on your stubbles, that's a sign that the blade isn't sharp enough to cut through it right away. Or if you, let's say you use a Persona Super and after the 5th or 6th shave with the same blade, you eventually feel light tugging, that's a sign that the blade is getting dull. All right, and now we're gonna go with a grain here on my neck down below, just different direction. Let's do a quick inspection here. This is a successful 2-pass shave. This is perfectly acceptable for my standards. I have no nick, I have no injuries, and I'm really happy how this turned out. I had no idea that this diagonal that I kind of asked for by accident, I really wanted the Yaqi 37 Slant, I think it's called. But I saw this one here and then I asked Grace if I can get this one. A mild, but not too mild. It's just the right amount of blade feel and efficiency. I mean, this is a very efficient razor. It kind of falls in the same category as, also dusty, oh my goodness, the Timeless Aluminum Slant. They're kind of slanted about the same amount. Also relatively mild, but still efficient. And I feel like all the slant razors, they always have a little bit of an edge over the normal straight close comb razors, because the blade angle kind of has a little bit more of a slicing motion going on. So they are always a little bit more efficient than its straight counterpart. This is amazing. And I think it's around $90. So you get a $90 stainless steel razor. If you don't have a problem with cloning, copying, taking other people's design. But for Yachi's defense, I have to say something. They take razors that have maybe been in production for 60, 70, 80 years by Merkur, for example, and make it in stainless steel. Example, Merkur Progress with a plastic knob here at the bottom, very traditional. They have been making this pretty much unchanged since 1955. It's zinc alloy, so it's a lesser material, chrome plated. It works, I like it, but they have never attempted to make a stainless steel version. And then Yaqi comes out with the Avanti. You can't blame him. If there is a company out there that just refuses to innovate or bring out newer models or fancier materials, and we all like stainless steel, we all like titanium, we all like this kind of stuff. So there is the original Merkur Progress. There are other clones, like here's a Parker variant, which is also a interpretation of the Merkur Progress. But Yaqi makes this in stainless steel, and it's the only stainless steel variation of the Progress that is currently available. So I can't blame him. And then we talked about the Home-like shaving Elbrus. Home-like shaving is a Russian razor manufacturer, and they made the Elbrus, but it's long out of production, and it's now only in collector circles and really expensive and all that. Yaqi makes their own interpretation. It doesn't look exactly like the Elbrus, but it's one of those extreme slants, and I love this thing. It's great. I might have gotten one that was a very early version, so my little pointer knob here, pointer dot is a little small. The numbers are really very light in engraving. And once you put a blade in it, it doesn't line up with the number 1 correctly, but I think I was just too early. I asked for one like right out of the gate. But man, are those all good razors. And I don't know how they do it, but every razor they pump out works for me. I mean, we have a lot of Yaqi here. You know, the Avanti, the Ultima Slant, Ultima Open Comb, the Final Cut, the Ghost, the French Bohin razor. This is the Bohemia by Yaqi, I think. Yep. They all work really, really well. And so I cannot blame him. I mean, for us as a consumer, there is no patent protection of a razor design. DE razors have been on the market for decades. You know, you can't claim, oh, this is our design. No, it's a design and someone else can make a interpretation of it. It's just how it is. And this one here, Diagonal, like I said, I wanted the 37 interpretation. Got this one. I ordered or asked Grace for the wrong one. But man, is this a good little razor. I'll put a link down below. Non-affiliated. I don't get anything for it. The only thing that Yaqi does for me is when I ask, they send me a brush or they send me a razor, you know, and I love it. This is great. This was really a good shave. I haven't even rinsed off. My skin is so happy I could just walk out of the room like this. But let's rinse off. Very good. The light menthylation. So Paraso is mentholated, or the green is mentholated, but it's not overly so. It's not burning your face off. And man, even my wife likes the scent. So here we go. Puddle in the hand out of the big bottle. I got the big bottle from the razor company. They have that in stock. No burning sensation whatsoever. And now I let this evaporate a little bit. And then we're going to grab the balm, which also has a little bit of the mentholation to it. Very nice on my skin. Just a little dab on my hand here. Yeah. Very good. Alrighty, guys. Check out the Diagonal if you want a razor slanted, slightly slanted. So a little bit of that slicing action. It isn't a 1 in my scale, aggressiveness scale in accordance to Heiko, between 1 and 5. This would be a 1.5, I think. 1.5. So there is a little bit of some blade feel there. It's not a super mild thing, but for anyone who has a little bit of experience DE shaving, this is nothing. This is great. This is just wonderful. It feels good. It glides well. Very traditional, you know, the round shape here, not like, let's say we just talked about the Ghost has this slap-sided, you know, angular shape. This is it here. This could be your one and only razor. Put a sharp blade in it and off you go. And if you really want to round over the edges like I want to, I kind of have this itch, you could take it down to the bench grinder and, you know, give them a little chamfer. Love it. Inexpensive, well made. And yeah, so that's it, guys. Great shave, great products. Love every single piece of this. Don't want to forget to mention my 24mm Yaqi Badger, which was really stinky, but man, has this turned into a nice knob. Look at this splayed out, nice. Oh, love it. Anyways, I'm rambling. That's it, guys. Thanks for hanging out with me today, shaving with me. Give me a thumbs up if you don't mind. Helps the channel out, get the word out. And if you are new here, welcome to Heiko Shaves. Please subscribe for more. See you in the next one. Take care. Bye.